Midnight. I have a little helper this morning. Actually, I have a couple of helpers this morning. I'm putting away Johnny's green Christmas tree. Guess what? You're not going to have to listen to me gripe about rain today.
It's really nice.
It's 54, breezy, and clear. Yeah. Feels a little chillier today because no humidity and there's a little bit of wind. But it's pleasant, it's nice, it's beautiful. I won't complain today, I promise. Carolina blue sky up there at its finest. Don just told me that he didn't marry me because I'm genteel.
Yeah, well, I told her Jersey girl and genteel can't appear in the same sentence.
We were talking about how we are if we haven't had any caffeine.
Who I haven't had any coffee because she was making me do spreadsheets and without coffee.
Well, that's what happens when you get up an hour or two or more after me and I'm already in full swing and had all my caffeine. So I said yesterday that Johnny was at his dad's house this weekend. So tag, Donnie, you're it.
That's right.
Time to babysit your girl. Let's go for a ride. Don's got the place we're going to mapped on his phone.
Yeah, what happened was we were looking around on I was on the Chromebook, the laptop, and I found this place. You know, Mary and I, when we came back from the glass place a couple of weeks ago, we saw the Country Doctors Museum. It's a beautiful day, and it's like, well, gee, it'd be nice to go somewhere that's relatively close. So it's about 60 miles from here. So I found the website, and they had the thing, you know, the map on the website. So I clicked the map, and then Google Maps pulled up the route, and then it said, you know, send to the phone. So I sent it to my phone. It's on my phone now. And now I'm going to click share here. I think I clicked share. It went away about that time. Oh, come on.
So I was able to get maps on Dawn's phone to share the location we're going to with Ruby. And it worked just great after we did two things. One, we backed out to the search screen and reselected the place we were going to from the recent list. And two, I went and logged on back into the Tesla app so that the Tesla app could communicate to Ruby with the directions. So it works just great, but Don doesn't have a reason to be in the Tesla app, and a lot of times when he does log in, he's got to re-put in his password, which you don't want to be doing while you're driving, so I handled that for him. But we are headed to Bailey, North Carolina. Says we're going to get there with 59% charge, says we'll get back home with 36% charge. Should be a nice drive. It's sort of close to where we've been a couple times recently. Wendell, where the Lake Myra Christmas lights is like over here, but it's not as far as we went to when we went to Farmville. So it's a pretty day, as Don said, for a drive. I love Don. You guys know I love Don, but I did just gripe at him because somehow for the few minutes he was the passenger on this side, sometime in the last week or so, he moved the seatbelt up, and I was sitting over here trying to talk and get situated and help him with his phone. Help him, that's right. And the seatbelt was like it was choking me. So I've adjusted it, and he said, I need to tell Elon again that we need the seatbelts to be electronic. We need them to be adjustable by profile or whatever. And I'm like, I've already told Elon. And he said, tell him again. Well, the sun is making filming a challenge with all of the glare, but I'll deal with it. There's a lot of glare here again, and this is the football field side, parking lot side. But this is the new Willow Spring High School that's under construction. That's kind of halfway in between our house in Fuquay and Michelle's house in Willow Springs. And as a matter of fact, some of Michelle's kids will end up over here at this high school. So yeah, there's the football field construction, bleachers, goalposts, track, and here is the actual high school building. So it's a very good sized school. I don't know how many students it's going to hold, but several of the high schools in Wake County hold over 1,000 kids. And over here on the other side, you can see at least one baseball diamond. low our watt hours per mile is today. It's been averaging between 315 and 325 so far while we've been on our trip. We've only been in the car for 12 minutes or so, but still, there's a lot of solar gain today in the car. It's really sunny out and it's keeping the inside of the car warm.
Yeah, not having to run the environment. I mean, we're very comfortable.
We would turn it on, want air conditioning or heat if we needed. We just don't need it.
Yeah.
And I've got the heater on more for back comfort than because I'm cold. So this area we're approaching right now is referred to as Cleveland, Cleveland community. When I moved to Willow Spring, which is 2 miles from here, back toward Michelle's house from the direction we just came, moved here back in 1993. There were 2 things up here at this I-40 interchange. There was a Shell gas station and there was a McDonald's, and that's all there was. Now there are a ton of things up here. Advanced Auto Parts, the Cleveland Draft House, there's a Food Lion, there's a strip mall over here on the right. On the other side, there's a wall of 40. There is a Walmart, Goodwill, Chinese buffet. There's a Lowe's Home Improvement. That wasn't here in 93. That was one of the things that came fairly soon afterward. But so Don told me to film this as we come through here because
it's basically starting right now. They are going to blow this place up. They're going to replace the interchange up here at NC 42 and I-40. They're going to widen I-40 from 2 lanes in each direction to 3 lanes in each direction. They're going to replace this 2 lanes between Cleveland and Clayton with a 4-lane road. This place is a disaster now, and it's going to be a catastrophe for the next 5 years up to like 2022. I feel for the people who have to go through. You can see here the traffic. This is just a Saturday. Can you imagine what it's like? The reason this place has boomed, we are now officially in Johnson County. Johnston County, and the real estate prices in Johnston County are much more reasonable than in Wake County. And so this is where a lot of people come to get more affordable homes. But I need to point out, this part of Johnson County now has greatly increased the property value. So they're still more moderate here, or reasonable, but they're not inexpensive any longer.
Yeah, well, this is exit 312 again, where I-40 meets Highway 42, and we are, you know, basically 12 miles from the Raleigh, you know, from Raleigh, maybe 15 miles from downtown Raleigh, where Johnny goes to school. So you can see why folks would want to live over here, hop on I-40 and go to Raleigh. In theory, that would be a good idea, but in practice, it takes them 45 minutes to go 12 miles. It's horrible. It's
bumper to bumper, stop and go traffic the entire 12 miles from here to Raleigh.
Yeah, sad, sad. Yeah, we're crossing over 40 right now. Smithfield's over here on the left's been there a pretty long time. Although it's been there so long, they've had to renovate it one time already. I think they had a fire, caused them to pretty much rebuild it.
$2 a gallon.
Wow.
Right on the money, $2.
Yep, $2 a gallon here. You can see the Lowe's over here to the right. We don't have a Lowe's in Fuquay, and Cleveland doesn't have a Home Depot. But Garner has both, and that's actually closer for us if we want to.
Yeah, this transmission line, this is coming from Sharon Harris.
Yeah. Walmart, we just are coming up on the stoplight, the main stoplight to take you into Walmart.
And then it narrows back down to
1 lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember back in 93, we talked for years and years and years about exactly up here where Walmart was going to go. There was all kinds of speculation. Most people thought it was going to go in back behind Smithfield's. on that stretch of undeveloped land, but it didn't end up over there.
Yeah, $1.99 here.
I'll have to look up what year this Walmart opened. A while, but the one in Fuquay opened first. Fuquay opened in 2002.
Actually, the traffic is pretty good. I've been through here and it's been much worse than this. You know, fingers crossed we get to Clayton. The stretch between here and Clayton is
not too bad.
Yeah, and then the scenic part, which is the reason why we're taking this drive, is on the other side of Clayton, going to the museum. That's pretty farm country, you know, twisty roads and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and like we so often do, we'll probably go this way because it's nice, pretty sunny daylight, and then when we come back out later on, we'll take 264 to the Beltline and come back in the other way. We often make a circle.
Yeah,
when we travel places around here that aren't close. We go out one way and come in another way just to keep it lively.
Yeah, the freeway we've seen lots of times.
It's a roundabout, yeah. Oh, well,
there we go, roundabout. Here we go.
Well, this is different for a roundabout, if you ask me. This ain't no.
That's a true roundabout.
Wow.
We got us an honest to
God roundabout here in the middle of Dusty.
I might as well almost have to go back around that again.
Well, it's all new, pretty green grass back there, winter grass, and
wow.
Must be some good fishing here at this spot today.
Well, I have to say, we're on our way to the Country Doctor Museum, and after twisting and turning through all these various different roads and seeing all this farmland and cow patties, I got to tell you, this is a legitimate country doctor area.
I wanted to show us walking in, although I realized that the sun was exactly in the wrong spot for that. I guess inside we'll learn why this building.
This closes at 4.
Oh no! What time is it?
3:30.
Oh, well.
I thought it said 5, but we'll see what they'll do for us. You can see. I don't think so.
So we've learned that East Carolina University is involved here. They own the Country Doctor Museum, that there are over 5,000 artifacts and a huge library, most of which has been digitalized and is available online. And there's a lot of stuff here, but we're here too late for the guided tour, which means we cannot go into the museum area, just this library room and the store. But we're free to walk around outside, and we understand there is a herbal garden that we can go check out. So there are 2 doctors' houses that in the 60s were moved to this site to create the museum, and this is one of them. And the garden is back here behind the house, and like he said, we're free to walk around outside, just not to go inside. Just to say, the nice people here, they're obviously taking care of a kitty cat. I told Dawn we should drive Main Street, Bailey, North Carolina while we're here. You never can tell. There might be a cool mural. Obviously, they had some sort of grain industry here. Well, seeing a Piggly Wiggly grocery store brings back memories. Down in Monroe, near Charlotte, where I grew up, Dad would always run in to get steaks. We really like the local Piggly Wiggly. Johnny and I have left the Pokemon in the gym in downtown Bailey at the, what kind of church was it?
Methodist church.
Methodist church. Wow, clearance 8 foot 6 inches. We call these truck openers. I think this one's got the one in Durham beat though.
Yeah, 8 feet 6 inches is not much clearance.
And it's single lane. So this is our third pass past the Studebaker over here.
It's an Avante.
Yeah, it says Avante 2 is the plate.
I don't really have the desire to do it, but if I was if I wanted to collect a car, I at this point would like to have it to be electric. So if I was going to choose a collectible car that is a classic car and convert it to electric, something like that Avante would be something that I would consider. It's never going to be worth Ferrari or Lamborghini type price. It's never going to be worth that much.
We looked it up and they go from like 20K to 40K.
Right. So you could take that car for buy one in good shape at 20 to 30 or 40K, convert it to electric probably for another 30,000. So you'd have a chunk of money, but then you could just say, I'm going to drive it until the wheels fall off it. You could maybe not necessarily daily driver, but you could have, like what we're doing today, you could take trips on it and pass it down to your kids for years. It's worth, you know, in its original thing, you know, you can't buy Studebaker parts. I mean, you know, things are going to get harder to keep that running. So just convert it to electric.
Dawn's in Navigate on autopilot, and we are coming up on Ruby making a decision here to take
it's an off-ramp onto another interstate, onto the belt
right
line.
off of 264 onto the belt line.
Right, this is all controlled access. And the speed limit's 55 through here, so I'm going to slow down a little bit. I don't know why she didn't exactly slow down, but I'm slowed down to 60. I think we've taken this successfully before.
But she needs to know you're in a pool road exit only lane.
Upcoming lane change.
So you decided to change for her?
No,
because she did that.
She
Okay.
did it, but she did it at the last. The guy in the back gave us a break. The guy wasn't zooming, and she did give us a. He lifted a little bit. It wasn't unsafe. Yeah, I think she did okay on it.
I agree.
Upcoming lane change. I'm waiting for her to tell me something. Upcoming lane change, she says over here.
Oh no. Oh wow,
going.
there was a car fire over there on the other side. It's a Jeep.
Oh, you mean a Jeep? That's not possible. It's not electric.
I don't know that it didn't catch on fire because of the accident. I'm not saying it just instantaneously combusted, but unfortunately that Jeep went up in flames.
You know, I actually didn't see anything. I was paying attention to the road in front of me.
Well, good. I mean, that's what you should have been doing, right? I'm just a passenger. Obviously, we pray that no one was injured back there. The car going up in flames after the driver was in, and passengers was
something's
out.
Happening up here.
Yeah, shouldn't be stopping like this either. I think right now the sun's a problem in this direction.
Yeah.
I mean, as a passenger here, I'm having trouble seeing straight in front.
Well, Ruby's doing okay, and I can actually see I've got my visor set just so.
Right.
But that was 100% the sun.
Right, I think people just slowed there because they couldn't see. Because there's nothing else here. Wow. It says a lot. So I asked Don to drive us over to Sam's Club to see if there were any Teslas still parked over here. I never made it over here before. I just saw them through the exit ramp, on-ramp over there. But there are Teslas still over here.
A lot of S's and a couple X's.
I venture possibly a few of these came from the Target lot.
Yes.
Because I see 2 Performance Midnight Silver Metallic Model 3s, and we saw those over at Target. I can't say for sure they're the same car, but I suspect they're the same car. I had Don drive us by over here because I just like looking at the pretty Teslas. I'm not trying to really make a reflection on the fact that Tesla has some inventory in town. That's a small number of cars. What would you say, Donnie? There was 20. Yeah, it wasn't a lot. It's a small number. So don't go make any far-reaching conclusions based on that. Just enjoy looking at the pretty Teslas today. I was making an assumption that like everybody knows where that Sam's Club parking lot is. So let me clarify just to say that that is super close to where they're delivering cars on Wilmington Street at HC Auto and Body. Like Don says, it's like a third of the mile straight line as the crow flies, and maybe a mile on surface streets. So it's super close.
Yeah, the lot backs up. I mean, those 2 buildings almost back up to each other. That's that close.
The 87 octane at Sheetz that I reported yesterday was $1.99, is $1.97 today, and the 88 ethanol version is $1.92. Don and I decided we needed to do Chinese buffet tonight.
I don't know needs the right word. Let's just say that
We went past a Chinese restaurant in Bailey, and that sealed the deal. At least Don's looking at the TVs today.
Yeah, this one is not just a smart TV, it's an ultra smart TV.
The 60-inch down there, though, had Google and Alexa control, which would be a must for our house. Yeah. I told Don, Super Bowl time, that's the time to buy a TV. Don's scoffing just a little bit that they all only have 3 HDMI ports. Of course, if Chromecast is built in, then that's not taking up a port. I sent Don to the car to get Ruby and pick me up at the pharmacy door so I could try to catch more shiny Pokemon while I waited. I already caught a shiny winged gull tonight.